Hello, I want to make a little video about homosexuality. The first thing I want to say is that I do think it's abnormal. I know it doesn't cause, I think it's mental illness. I know it doesn't cause physical pain or make you die early or anything like that, but it does cause a change in behaviour. And it stops you behaving normally and makes you behave abnormally. So it is a mental illness. Now, I'm sorry if that hurts anyone. I know it must be hurting somebody, but I can't help that. It's not my fault. I didn't make anybody homosexual, and I don't want the consequences that some people would wish on me because some people are homosexual. For example, today, those with this mental illness want to be called normal and seen as normal. And the only way that could happen is if they oppressed and terrorized normal people into not being able to discriminate any longer between what was normal and what wasn't. If they brainwashed children as well, if they imposed laws on us, causing us to suffer in some way, if we didn't believe what they wanted us to believe, making beliefs compulsory, taking the place really of a religion, forcing beliefs on people, making heretics of people who don't believe what they want them to believe, and so on. It's just intolerable, and it can't be allowed. And also, it's inappropriate for children, particularly, to have to know about things that are unsavory to a normal person. To teach your children to be a normal person, having to teach your children, small children even, to know about unsavory things and regard them as normal is traumatic. So you can't expect to do that to people. You might wish to alleviate your own suffering and make other people believe things that you would like them to believe, but you can't do that. You know, not if you put your suffering onto someone else by making them suffer in your place. That includes brainwashing them so that they don't think they're suffering, or so they tell you that they're not suffering. They may only be saying that to try and stop you from punishing them further, or so that they fit in with the society you've created, and so on. If people don't get to follow their true nature, then they suffer. So you would be making normal people suffer if you made them believe things that were contrary to their true nature and to the truth. Whether or not you like that, it's just the way it is. Now, you may say, well, why should you suffer? Well, no one's saying you should suffer. You just are suffering. Nobody wants to make you suffer. It's just your lot in life. Some people are born with far worse things happening to them, or a far worse disease or whatever. So, the thing about homosexuals is that they are so well, in most respects, that they're able to be a pain in the ass to the rest of us. But that doesn't give them the right to be. We all have our cross to bear. If you're abnormal, people are entitled to think so. You shouldn't be allowed to terrorize or drive them into believing what you want them to believe, or brainwash them from small childhood to believe things that they shouldn't even had to know about at that age. This is disgraceful behaviour. Absolutely disgraceful and appalling. And the only reason you don't think so, if you're homosexual and you think it's okay, is because you have a slanted viewpoint precisely due to being homosexual and having a mental illness. So, frankly, you just need to... Basically, we just need to not let you dictate to us. Because if we did, then you would be imposing your worldview on us. And your worldview is not normal, sadly. Okay, if that hurts, I'm sorry, but it's not my fault and it's nobody's fault. And if the only way you can be made to feel better about it is by dumping your load on somebody else, then it's just tough. You'll just have to do without that and suffer your own cross, but carry your own cross through life, because we all have our burdens to bear, and life deals us all tough hands sometimes, and we all just have to play them out ourselves. And that includes you. I don't actually even think you should have to do that. I think that if there's something wrong with you, you should get help for it and be treated in a hospital or with some sort of medicine to make you better so that you become normal. That's my opinion. Everything else gets treated. You know, you might say you enjoy your illness. Well, drug addicts enjoy taking drugs. People like getting drunk. Smokers like smoking in public places. All those things have been banned. They all cause illness, or they all have detrimental effects on the person or others. So those things are going out the window. They're being disposed of. We don't like drunkenness. We don't like druggedness, or certainly we don't like it when it causes harm to people. So when it constitutes an illness, so why shouldn't that apply to you as well if you're homosexual? Also, with regard to homosexuality, you might say that it's your right to be ill, but if you're mentally ill, we can't say that's your right, because a mentally ill person can't make their own decisions, obviously. If you were physically ill, you'd be very unusual if you were one of those people who said that their illness was part of their identity. Most people who are physically ill want to be well. You know, they don't want to die, obviously. They don't want someone to say that they shouldn't exist or something. And they don't like some of them don't like the idea of selecting fetuses for health. Although that would be the right way to go if they had children themselves, surely. You know, but people with mental illnesses can't make their own decisions, and therefore that would include homosexuals. So, you know, you should be treated, in my opinion, and then when you're well, you can decide how you feel about things, and you probably will want to continue to be well, because people who are well prefer being well, because it's nice being well, it's nice being healthy. You know, I'm sorry if all these things are very bald facts and hard to take, but, you know, sometimes the truth hurts, but we all have to live in the real world anyway. So, given that homosexuals are really avidly trying to make the entire world, if they can, go insane on their behalf, and would do this if they could, I think they have proven beyond all doubt that they constitute a massive threat to the entire of humanity, and probably to the entire world. Because since they think it's fair enough to demand various insanities, we could, in the future, possibly be raised from childhood to be such lunatics that the whole world could go up in smoke. Who knows? I mean, we are the dominant species, and if we can't tell right from wrong, or sanity from insanity, or normality from abnormality, then as the dominant species, who knows what we might do to the planet? You know, so to save the whole planet, possibly, I advocate the right to deselect fetuses on the grounds of homosexuality, because they're a danger to themselves and others. And I also advocate not in letting homosexuals have any kind of powerful job like that of a police officer or a politician. They've already shown that they're willing to oppress people, and as far as I'm concerned, that makes them a danger. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.